Hi students, welcome to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University. I am Dr. K. Bhaskar, Assistant Professor of Political Science from Government City College, Nayapul. Today I am going to discuss about direct democracy, its devices. The present era, that is modern era, is the democratic era because all the modern states, approximately 99% modern states are following the democratic form of government, because the modern citizens always prefer, shows their interest towards democratic form of government. We have so many forms of governments: kingship, monarchy, aristocracy, oligarchy and dictatorship, martial law, etc. Apart from all these governments, the modern citizens always prefer the democratic form of government. That's why the modern states are democratic states. 99% states or countries are following the democratic form of government. The term democracy derived from the two Greek words demos and kratos. Demos means people, kratos means power. So the democracy means rule by the people. In the democratic form of government, the authority, power, the real power vested with the people. So that's what the modern citizens, modern people shows interest towards the democratic form of government. So that's why many thinkers, political thinkers, many political writers defined political democracy. We have so many definitions are there, in which I would like to quote the only important definitions. Abraham Lincoln, the former President of America, defined democracy as government of the people, by the people and for the people. J.S. Mill, a famous English political philosopher, defined political democracy as democracy is a government in which the will of the majority of the citizens rules. Sir John Seeley defined democracy as democracy is a government in which everybody has share, because in the democratic form of government people can play vital role in the state affairs and government affairs. Then I would like to explain the origin and evolution of the term democracy. In the ancient, the concept of democracy originated in ancient Greece, particularly in the city of Athens around 4th to 5th century BC. In the ancient Greek, there were approximately 200 states were there, in which Athens is very much familiar to the democracy. There one more state is there, city state is there, that is Sparta. The Sparta is very much familiar with the martial law. The ancient democracy was direct democracy, because the ancient states were small in terms of both population and territory. So that's why ancient period the democracy, direct democracy was prevailed. But in the present modern age, modern democracy has evolved into a representative democracy due to the complexities and larger population and state structures. So the modern countries are largest in terms of both population and territory. That's what the modern countries are always following the indirect democracy, that is also called as representative democracy. So, even though the history of the democracy originated in the 4th century BC, after 18th century AD, only particularly in the 20th century, the democracy become very familiar. The modern citizens always prefer the democratic form of government, even though there are so many demerits in the democratic form of government. It could not be replaced with all other forms of government. So, the ancient Greek political philosopher Aristotle defined the democracy as rule by many, and also Aristotle and Plato opined that democracy is the perverted form of government, means bad form of government. The ancient political philosopher, Greek political philosopher Aristotle classified governments under 6 categories. Out of 6 categories, Aristotle preferred and opined polity is the best form of government than the democracy. According to ancient Greek political philosophers, there are so many demerits are there in the democracy. That is why Aristotle preferred polity as the best form of government. So, why the modern countries always, or modern citizens always prefer the democratic government? So, when we studied about the key, after studied about the key features of democracy, we came to know why the ancient modern people, modern citizens always prefer the democratic form of government. So, I would like to explain the key features of democracy. So, the first one is liberty, the second one is equality. Students, you all aware about the both liberty and equality. Liberty and equality are the two highs for democracy. Both liberty and equality is very much available in the democratic form of government. That's what the modern citizens always prefer, the democratic form of government than all other forms of government. So, liberty and equality are the two highs for democracy. So, that is what these two are important key features of democracy. And third key feature of democracy is popular sovereignty. Rousseau, the famous political philosopher, familiarized the popular sovereignty. Popular sovereignty means in the democratic form of government, the ultimate actual power, sovereign power vested with the people. So, that is why popular sovereignty is the key feature of democracy. The ultimate authority, the ultimate power in the democracy vested, rest with the people of the country. Then political equality. So, in political life, man is a political animal according to Aristotle. So, in the democracy, people have some political rights, means one person, one vote and one value. So, in political equality, every person can enjoy political rights. In the democratic form of government only, we have political rights available in the state politics. So, we have right to vote, we have right to contest in an elections, we have right to hold in a public offices, we can criticize the government, we can submit the petitions to the government. So, that is why political equality is very much available in the democracy. The fifth key feature is rule of law. In the democratic form of government only, rule of law will prevails. So, according to rule of law, all are equal before the law and equal protection by the law. So, that is the rule of law. And fifth key feature of democracy is majority rule with minority rights, because in the democracy majority rule is most important. Those who got majority votes, they declared elected in the elections. The majority party will form the government, and in the majority rule minority rights also protected. The sixth key feature of democracy is free and fair elections. In the democratic form of government, periodical elections with universal adult franchise will conduct. Periodical elections means time by time elections will be conducted. In this election, people can cast their vote to elect their representatives. Then seventh key feature of democracy is fundamental rights. The fundamental rights guaranteed by the constitution. In the democratic form of government, guaranteed civil liberties and human rights. For example, in Indian constitution, because India is a largest democracy in the world since its freedom, so our constitution provided fundamental rights to the people. Today we are enjoying the fundamental rights are the most important to the people. Right means opportunity. So constitution provided 6 fundamental rights to the people. So in the democracy only rights will be available. In the ancient form of government, that is kingship, monarchy, dictatorship, aristocracy, oligarchy, fundamental rights do not provided to the people. So in the only democratic form of government, fundamental rights are available to the people. The eighth key feature of democracy is accountability and transparency. In the democratic form of government, government is responsible, accountable means answerable to the people, because the government can be acquired power from the people. In the democracy, actual power vested with the people. So people can transfer their authority to the government or representatives. So that's what government or representatives in the democracy should be accountable and responsible and answerable to the people only. So then types of democracy based on the participation of the people in the state affairs or government affairs. Democracy can be divided under 2 types. One is direct democracy, and that is also called as pure democracy. Direct democracy or pure democracy. The second type of democracy is indirect democracy. Indirect democracy is also called as representative democracy. In the direct democracy, people directly participated in the decision making. People can participate directly. Here directly means no mediator, no representative. People can directly participate in the lawmaking process. Practical means the small means the direct democracy is suitable for small states in terms of both population and territory, but the modern countries are largest in terms of both population and territory. In the ancient period, ancient states or ancient countries are smaller in terms of both population and territory. That's why the direct democracy followed in the ancient period, but in the modern period all modern countries are largest in terms of both population and territory. That's why the modern countries are following only representative democracy. For example, ancient Athens and some Swiss cantons followed the direct democracy. The second type of democracy is indirect democracy or representative democracy. in the representative democracy, people can elect their representatives who make laws and policies on the behalf of the people. The most common form of modern world is indirect democracy. India, USA, UK, France, etc. The most important, all important countries are following the representative governments. Then the devices, direct democracy and its devices. Just now I explained, direct democracy means people can directly participate in the decision making. People can directly participate in the law making process. Actually, in the democratic form of government, legislature can make laws, but here in the direct democracy, people can formulate, adopt and reject the laws and policies passed by the legislature. So, for example, in the direct democracy, people have some devices, sources, bases. By using these devices, bases, only people can participate in the decision making or law making process. Without any sources, without any basis, people do not participate in the law making process. That is why in the democratic in the direct democratic process form of government, four devices available to the people to participate in the state affairs or government affairs, in which the first one is referendum. Referendum means it is a method by which a proposed law passed by the legislature or constitutional amendment is referred to the people for approval or rejection. Generally, lawmaking body can pass the bills. These bills refer to the people for their ratification. If people, majority of the people, here people means voters, accept, passed this law, then only that bill become as an act. Otherwise, it do not become as an act, usually conducted by the governments. So, in the direct democracy, people can meet in a particular place to ratify these laws passed or the bills passed by the government or law making institution. So, this is the first device of the direct democracy. Generally, there are two types of referendums. One is compulsory referendum and the second one is optional referendum. In the compulsory referendum, some laws should be placed before the people for their ratification. Optional referendum means it is not compulsory to place the bills passed by the law making institution. So, this is the first device of direct democracy, and the second device of the direct democracy is initiative. In this process, in this method, in this device, people can initiate on the behalf of legislature, a process by which citizens can process new laws or constitutional amendments by the collecting a required number of signature. Then they demand the government that they elected by the people to pass such bills. In these circumstances, by the demand of the people, by the demand of the voters, government can initiate to pass certain laws because people were demanded. In the direct democracy, people played vital role in the law making process. So, this is the second device available to the people in the direct democracy. Then third one, the third device that is available to the people is recall. Here recall means call back. Call back whom? Elected representatives by the citizens can be called back or removed, and elected public officials or representatives whenever they are working according to the wish of the people, or the people do not accept the behavior or character of the elected representatives, because people can elect their representatives in view of many wishes, aspirations. If public elected representative do not act according to the wish of the people, so then people can recall the public elected representatives. So this recall is very much prevailed in the Swiss cantons. In many Swiss cantons, this recall is available. In the modern age, there is a demand in many countries, like local body representatives or representatives from legislature or parliament should be removed from their office by recall, but it is not possible in the indirect democracy, that is representative democracy. The most of the countries are following representative democracy, that is indirect democracy. In the indirect democracy, this device is not available to the people to recall their elected representatives, but there is a big debate and demand to introduce recall in the present representative democracy also, but it is do not become as a true, but demand is there in a big way. So this is recall. And fourth device is available to the people is plebiscite. Plebiscite is also a direct device which is available in the direct democracy. In this device, by using this device, a direct vote by the people on a major national issue. It is generally advisory and initiated by the government. There is a big difference between, first device, that is recall, that is referendum, and this plebiscite. Even though by nature these are two are equal, but there is a different. In the referendum, only laws or bills passed by the legislature or constitutional amendments should be placed before the people for their ratification, but here in a plebiscite, only the most important problems or issues faced by the country or the society should be placed before the people for their ratification. So which means the important examples for this plebiscite is political issues often related to the territorial disputes or sovereignty, and its outcome is usually advisory, not legally binding. But in the referendum, people's verdict should be followed by the lawmaking body or the government. So government can make the laws, means legislature can make the laws. So people ratification is compulsory, but in the plebiscite, the issues placed before plebiscite is not related to law or related to constitutional amendment. So the issues, matters placed before through plebiscite is the country related or state related or society related. So these issues only can be placed before the people for their ratification. For example, Kashmir issue, India brought to the notice of the UNO regarding Kashmir issue, because in the Kashmir the majority people are Muslim. So student must aware why Pakistan was divided from India. So based on religion, Pakistan was established as an independent country. So in the Kashmir state, the majority people are Muslims. So in view of this matter, UNO asked both countries, means India and Pakistan, go for plebiscite. If India accepted for plebiscite, today Kashmir is not ours, because most of the people are asked to join Kashmir in the Pakistan. So that's why India rejected the proposal of the UNO. So we have so many examples for plebiscite in all over the world. Many problems like territorial problems or natural resources problems or river water problems. So these problems should be placed before the citizens or voters for their ratification. The other example is UK, the means Great Britain or England exit from EU. So they conduct the plebiscite whether England should continue in the EU or not, and whether they continue the euro, the common rupee currency of the EU, that is European Union. So the most of the people, means majority of the people, the obey, means agreed to exit of the EU by England. So that's why England exits from EU. In this way we have so many examples for plebiscite. So students must aware about the 4 devices which are available in the direct democracy: referendum, initiative, recall and plebiscite. The questions will covered. For example, explain the direct devices in the direct democracy, devices available in the direct democracy. So you are in a position to answer the questions, or any of the device can be asked as short questions. Referendum, write about referendum, or write about initiative, write about recall, write about. So even though democracy is the modern form of government, there are some demerits, merits and demerits. You can take any form of government, there should be a merits and demerits. So the modern citizens follows or preferred, shows interest towards the democratic form of government, but there are some merits and demerits. So what are the merits for democracy? Both liberty and equality rights are very much available in the democratic form of government. So decentralization of administration, means powers, in the democratic form of government only powers can be decentralized between the institutions or persons. So the administrative decentralization is most important towards the people's liberty and equality. Then division of powers. In the democratic process of government, powers can be divided between 3 organs, because in the government there are 3 organs, branches of government are there. One is legislature, executive, judiciary. So the all government powers can be divided between these 3 organs. So this is the most important feature or merit of the democracy. So then the ultimate power or sovereign power vested with the people. Public opinion, in the democracy public opinion will get the most important priority. Government can function according to the wish of the people, according to the public opinion. It is the fundamental duty or primary duty of the every modern government to respect the public opinion. Thank you.